Hey guys! So yes, I am aware that I am coming at you in a red hoodie again. What can I say? I like red hoodies and I always end up filming in them. And two, you may see that my hair has faded quite a lot since I first dyed it. I am going to be cutting it as soon as it all fades. Like as soon as all this purple fades out, or this pink essentially now fades out of it, and it goes back to the color it was when I originally started filming it. I'm going to cut it all off. I'm going to cut it to like here. It's going to be lit. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, that's information you probably didn't want to know, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. So, anyway, on to the point of this video, which is the questions for a book lover tag. It was created by this suburban mom, and I will link to that video in the description because I am a pro at doing tags now and always link to the original video if there is one in the description. Anyway, let's get started. The first question is, how do you organize your books? And I organize my books by author. So all of the books by the same author go together, and then I organize them by type. So like I have Les Mis and the Iliad right next to each other because they're classics. And then I have the Song of Achilles next to the Iliad because it's a retelling of the Iliad. And then I have like Mary Renault's books next to the Song of Achilles because they're both historical fiction and based around like, well, Mary Renault's books that I have are based on Alexander the Great, so that's not really mythological, but it like relates. And then I have the Percy Jackson series, which is mythology based. And then I think I have Good Omens because that deals with like angels and demons, so it's like mythology, but it's like not really mythology. Like, is Christianity mythology? Who really knows? And then I have the Raven Cycle and Harry Potter because they're my top favorite. Like, my favorite books are on my top shelf, and those are my also top favorite books. So they don't really relate. Well, the Raven Cycle and Harry Potter relate because they both include magic, but they don't really relate to like Good Omens because they don't really include magic. But anyway, that's how I organize my books. That was a very long and drawn out process of how I organize my books. But the second question is going to be real short because that's, do you lend your books to family or friends? And the answer is yes. I've lent out my Magnus Chase series to a friend and got her addicted to it, so it's fantastic. I love lending out books, as long as I get them back. Number 3 is, have you ever bought the same book twice? And boy, do I have a story to tell you. So, I buy this translation of the Iliad, right? Because this is the translation my humanities professor recommended me, and obviously that's the one I'm going to read. So I buy this translation of the Iliad, and I go to London. I take it with me, and I lose it on the plane. So I get to London, and I'm like, well, shit, I need a book. So I go to London, and I end up buying a copy of the Iliad. A different translation, obviously, because I couldn't find the translation that I wanted. And it has no, like, paragraph breaks at all. I don't have it with me because I lent it out and never got it back, but it's fine. Anyway, I get back from London and I'm like, this is such a shitty copy of the Iliad. I can't read this. It has no paragraph breaks, and this is supposed to be fucking poetry. So, I get online and I think I order a used copy of what I think is this, but when it comes, it's fucking this. So, this is such a shitty copy of the Iliad. Like, it calls Apollo, like, Apollo Shootifar, and it spells Patroclus, like, Patroclos. And Achilles has, like, a little, like, one of those things over the E for some reason. And it's just, why? Why do you exist, Signet Classics translation of the Iliad? I hate you. So, then I get on Amazon and I'm like, okay, gonna buy the new edition of this, so I know I'm getting the fucking right one. So, that's how I ended up with this translation of the Iliad. Again, because this was the original one I bought, and then lost on the plane, and then had to buy again. Which ended up with me having originally 3 translations of the Iliad, but, you know, some people just don't give books back. And that's fine. It doesn't make me angry or anything. Number 4 is, do you prefer hardcover, trade, or paperback? And probably paperback, honestly, because I like hardcovers. The book jackets, I'm always afraid that I'm going to damage the book jackets. And I never take the book jackets off because I'm dumb and like to use them as bookmarks sometimes, even though I have a bookmark. So, anyway, I like paperbacks because I don't have to worry about the book jackets getting damaged. And that's really the only reason why I prefer paperbacks, because I love hardbacks too. I don't actually really have a preference, but if I had to pick one, it would be paperback, just so I didn't have to worry about damaging the book jacket. Number 5 is, do you own any galley copies / advanced reader editions, and did you buy the final product? And I'm not cool enough to own advanced copies of books, guys. Who do you think I am? Number 6 is, do you own a library card? And I'm kind of ashamed of this answer because I don't own a library card. I'm really lazy and I haven't bothered to get one. I just either borrow books from my friends or I buy them. Yeah, I'm looking into it because buying books is expensive, but my friend has a lot of books for me to borrow, so I don't know if I'm going to be getting a library card anytime soon, actually, because she's like my own personal library that I don't have to have a library card for. And lastly, number 7 is, what was the first real chapter book you ever read? And my memory is really shitty, and I don't have any strong memories regarding the first chapter book that I read, so I just kind of assumed. I know I read the Magic Treehouse books, and I'm assuming that I started with the first one, so the book that I chose is Magic Treehouse Dinosaurs Before Dark, which is the first in the Magic Treehouse series. I had to look that up. I did not know that off the top of my head. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's probably the first chapter book that I read, because the Magic Treehouse books were the first chapter books that I read, if I'm remembering correctly. Not reading Harry Potter in childhood really fucks with your, whole reading system as a child, because you can't be like, oh yeah, I read Harry Potter as a child and I loved it and it was my childhood. And that's another video. Honestly, I'm gonna make a video about that at one point. Harry Potter is not my childhood. And on that note, I think I'm gonna end the video. So I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.